Bob will win re-election only if his daughter's problems do not get wide attention. So that's going to be what? Bob, if not, or I'm sorry, only if. Not. Oops. How do you want to do that one?
B, for sure, not B.
Right, how did you get that? Same thing as over there.
Smart, yeah.
Yeah, same thing as over there, only if it's translated, basically, if not B, then not B. The two negations just cancel each other out there. The second one. Let's see. His daughter's problems will not get wide attention unless reporters exaggerate their significance. So, not B, unless not B.
Just B.
Just B. Right, that's okay. How do you translate unless? Yeah, unless it's just going to be if not. So you're going to end up with if not E, then not E. That's the third premise. And how about the third premise? What's that one going to be? Second?
Reporters will exaggerate.
Yeah, the reporters will exaggerate their significance. Therefore, not B. How'd you get not B? The thing a lot of people did that you need to be careful of, it says since reporters will exaggerate the significance, Bob will not win re-election. That whole thing isn't really the conclusion. The conclusion is really just Bob will not win re-election. The reporters will not exaggerate the significance is the third premise. So a lot of people dinged on that one. So we end up with this argument here. We end up with if B, then not B. If not E, then not D.
Where's your mom?
E, therefore not D. And how do you check to see if that's valid? What do you guys want to do? Yeah, just do a truth tree. And if you want to do that, what do you need to do? E, not D. So you can end up with
E.
real simple. How do you do a truth tree? That was the first thing you want to do. Yeah. Start with the two atomic sentences. So these two are going to
Not B, or not B.
so it's going to
Oh, French.
French. What's that? What was that one? You have not B and B up there. And then you only have one premise left. Check this one out. And what does that one turn out?
E or not.
What did I say again?
E or not. There you go.
E or not. And what happens there?
Nothing closes glasses.
Right.
It's invalid.
It's invalid because it's possible for the premises to be true and the conclusion false. So that should be the whole answer there. And let me tell you real quick how I scored it, because there's partial credit on this one. Basically, you get 2 points for each of the premises and the conclusion for getting just the sentences symbolized correctly. If you got the answer right, if you said invalid, you got 2 more points. And then if you symbolized it wrong, but you got invalid or valid, depending on what you symbolized, if those match up, you got 2 points for that. So total of 12 points. Others on the exam.
Yay.
Anything else? All right, let's move on to the derivations. Everyone has 39. I know Ashley has this, but anyone walk in late? The copy of exercise 39? No. So go ahead and pass these around if you would. These are copies of the derivational rules I made for you guys, so you don't have to sit there with your book open. And you can just hold on to them. You'll probably be allowed to use them on the exam, so hang on to them if you want.
Will be able to listen to
He will probably, right, Carson?
What's that?
He will be able to use them on the exam, right? People will. The derivational rules?
A cheat sheet form?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Or does it just give a handout, or?
I don't know. I never worked for him before, but when I took logic as an undergrad, we didn't get a cheat sheet. I mean, you're just gonna vote. You're gonna have like 5 rules for the exam.
Right.
So it's not like you have to memorize 20 rules. You guys will vote next Wednesday for what rules you want to be allowed to have on the exam. And then, so it's only gonna be 5. You can probably memorize 5.
I like that pretty good.
You can't.
On 39, a lot of people did really well, but they didn't cite they cited the rules, they did the derivation, cited the rules, but they didn't cite which premises they came from. So because you hadn't turned in any homeworks doing derivations before, I didn't really correct them. What I did was, if you turned it in, I gave you credit for it. I have a copy of, I made up an answer sheet for them that I'll hand out after we do them all in class here. But I wanted to get a few of them on the board so everyone's familiar with how to cite the rules and which premises they come from, so everyone does them uniformly from here on out. So what I did in the last class that worked pretty well, that I hadn't been doing here before, was what I think I'll do, we'll do a derivation on the board, but I'm going to go around the room and have each person do a next step in the derivation and just kind of go through them all like that. That way everyone will get some practice seeing how derivations work and practice doing them, get a feel for them. So let's start on 39, number 1. All right, there's our argument on the board. Want to start us off? Oh, you don't have to come up. I was just, either way. You want to do it? You're already up. Go ahead and do it. Put the first one on the board.
All right, so for B, you get C.
Can I explain it real quick since you're already up?
You can figure out the not C and the conclusion because you have the if-then statement, and you know that if one's negative, then the other's negative through modus tollens. So you have tollens. So modus tollens. So for premise 2, you have not A or B, so therefore you have not.
Right. Everyone clear on these rules? We've gone over them a couple times in lecture, but if anyone's unclear, just kind of raise your hand or jump in and I'll explain it real quick. But okay, number 5. What's next? Is it, are you?
Oh, no.
Oh, you're okay. D.
Disjunctive syllogism.
Which premises?
3 and 4.
Right, exactly. You got D or C, you know, not C, so you know D. Sure, that's next.
Not C and D. Conjunction 4 and 5.
Anything else?
No, we're good.
No, we're done. We needed not C and D. We got that, so we're done.
Yeah.
Any questions on number 1? Okay, so the thing to remember, just make sure you remember to cite which premises you used. Most people didn't do that on the homework.
Didn't think it up.
What's that?
Yeah, there wasn't a line for that.
Yeah.
You really have to, otherwise you're not. It's just not complete without it. Because you have to go modus tollens, you use these rules. So it's true you use modus tollens, but it's impossible to follow without it, especially if it's longer than 3 or 4 lines. You kind of go, okay, where did those come from? All right, number 2.
Cut off of it.
All right. What's first?
My turn.
It's your turn? Oh, you.
A or C in parentheses. And I got that from 1 and simplification.
Yeah. No problem. Everyone clear on that one? Got a conjunction? Just. The conjunction. Ruby.
That modus ponens?
Number 1?
Two.
I don't see what you mean.
And A, B. S. There's no modus ponens?
From here to here? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's 2 to 3.
2 to 3.
2.
Okay, someone help Ruby out. What do we?
So just do not say from simplification of number 1.
Yeah, that's probably the next thing I do. Yeah, you did one side of the conjunction. It makes sense to do the other one just to get it on there. Number 5.
Then you get A. It's perfect syllogism is very important.
Exactly.
B.
Hold it like it up and down.
Oh, I'm motivation. Yeah.
What was the rule? Modus. Your friend is mine.
Is it?
What's that? You have a question?
No. I understand. Takes me a while, but you know.
Are we going too fast? We can slow down. Is this too fast for anyone? I figured we could kind of just zip along through these like we've done a few of them in lecture, but okay. Everyone good? Good. Who's next? Let's actually start with that.
B or D, addition,
And why did you do addition?
Oh, because B, you know that it's got B or D.
Right, and that's what you were trying to get. You need the conclusions B or D. There's no D on there, so now you're going to have to do an addition of some sort. And once you have one of the disjuncts, you can add on the other one. And that's what we needed. So we're done. Any questions on number 2? All right, who's feeling brave? Who wants to come up and do one? Who hasn't come up to the board yet and do one in here? No?
Sure, I have it.
Someone has them, I know. All right, come up, do it. So do number 4, and we'll do number 3 while you're working on that one. Let's go a little bit. Oh, yeah, there you go. Jimmy helps.
Okay. Can you not erase one?
What's that? Can I not erase it? Sure.
Too late now.
Yeah, it is a little late. Actually, I have the answer sheet, so don't worry about writing it down. At the end of class, after we've gone through all these, I'm just going to hand out the answer sheet. So you shouldn't have to worry about writing these down one way or the other. So we'll do number 3 while Samantha's doing that.
I wouldn't give up the glass.
Thank
Candy says really loud in English.
you.
We're just trying to whisper, you can hear it. Just try to drown her out.
All right.
That's what I do.
All right. So number 3 here. Where was that notice? That was right there. Of number 2?
Not A.
Simplification, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys gotta speak up just a little bit. It's hard. This room, the acoustics in here are horrible. And where are we?
Disjunction syllogism.
What's the next one to be? You want to do disjunctive syllogism. Which premises did you want to do? Want to do it with this one and that one?
Yeah.
Because you have a C or an A, and you know not A. So you can conclude. Someone want to help me out?
D.
D. Yeah, if you have something like P or Q and you have the negation of one of them, you know, you have to have the other one as the conclusion. That's generally the solution. All right, so, and so what were the premises again? 3 and 5? Just trying to get what's next?
I'm not sure, but I put A in addition.
Say again?
A addition.
Just A?
Yeah.
We already have a not A, so we know that one's not going to work.
Alright, so would be C empty.
Say again?
C with empty.
Just C?
Negation.
Who said that?
Negation.
Why is the negation of C?
1 and 5.
1 and 5?
Sorry, you get from 3 and 5.
No.
Is that not that? Sorry. Yeah, 1 and 5.
1 and 5.
1 and 5.
Yeah, if C then A. Not A.
Empty.
Motive elements. It's just if P then Q. Not Q, therefore. Not P. Alright, so we've got not C. What's next? Where's let me go straight to that one.
Not C and D. 6 and 7, conjunction.
6 and 7, conjunction. Real good. Next one.
You get B and bracket negation C and D.
And conjoin it with this one here.
Bracket make negation, yeah, negation C and D.
There we go. And that's going to be
4 and 8.
which one?
4 and 8.
4 and 8.
Conjunction.
Conjunction. Good. Good question.
On the eighth line, I just put B and, like, I put it in parentheses. You do that or no? Do you have to?
Oh, you mean for the
Like, I didn't put not C and D. I just put, like, I skipped step 8 and went to 9.
Oh,
Do
I
you
see.
do that, or
Not really, because conjunction is only, I mean, if you're going to put,
Basically,
you have to do
yeah.
only 2 at a time.
Okay.
So if you're trying to build up A and B and C, what you really need to do is put what's in parentheses together first and then conjoin it with the third one. I mean, it's real common to do that, but it's technically wrong.
Yeah,
Great.
okay.
All right, Samantha, where'd you go? You come do your show?
Do you want me to say nothing?
Either way.
The first 3 were done. You can get 4, which is not C or A by 1 and 2 because 2 negates 7 times, which would negate 12. And then 3, because the first term is negated, you get B from, you get the second from.
Wait a minute, what happened here? Something went wrong, I think.
Do you know the four negation of C?
Oh, right. Okay, you're good. You're good. Good. Any questions on that one? All right. Let's do number 5. And I figure we'll after we get these in, we'll plug along on 42 a little bit, get you guys acquainted with some longer ones, and just go on from there. Number.
Yeah.
What's that?
We like the long ones.
You like the long ones? I'm sure. All right, number 5.
Yeah.
Let's see. See, we're back there, right?
I got D and it's a simplification.
From which premise?
2.
2? Yeah, always gotta have the premise on there. Number 4.
That's the worst D.
for a solicitation to.
The first premise? Because there's nothing you can directly do with a conjunction, or not a conjunction, a conditional statement on its own. Remember, conditionals are always going to be either modus ponens or modus tollens, all of which, each of which has two premises that you need. And there's nothing you need either the antecedent by itself, B, so you can do modus ponens, or you need the negation of the consequent, so you can do modus tollens. We don't have either of those.
Is there any case where you can start with the first one?
That depends what, I mean, when you can start with the first premise. I mean, it depends what the first premise is. Because you could, I mean, reverse the order of these, and you can start with the first premise. Is that what you're asking, or? Yeah, there's nothing that says you have to start with premise 2 or premise 3 or premise 4. It's going to start with what's promising for doing the derivation. And generally, when you have something like a conjunction, you want to just separate that out, because you're probably going to end up using the two conjuncts in something else. And in this case, once we have D on there, we'll probably move on to the next step there, which is going to be what? Where are we? Samantha? Good? On number 5, 3 lines down. Can you see it okay?
Mm-hmm. And no, they're not. And what's one here?
The negation of this sheet? Of the
No, the second comes with, like the parentheses, not E and not.
Oh, okay, just not E and not F? And where did you get that from?
Modus one.
Ponens. 1 and 3. Yeah, it's modus, oh, right on. Modus ponens and modus tollens. Real easy to confuse them. In fact, when I first learned logic, it took me all semester to remember which one it was straight. So if you're fretting about that, it just takes practice. So yes, we have not E and not F for number 5.
All right, then you can split them up in like not F. That's the multiplication.
Simplification out of which one?
5.
Not E,
Sure. Yeah, if you're gonna do it with 1, do it with the other one. Why not?
Could you eliminate that if you don't really need it, or?
Oh yeah, if you're not going to use one of them, sure.
Yeah.
If you're not going to use it, yeah, depending on how long it looks like it's going to turn out, I usually just put them both on there, because you never know when you're going to use it. Yeah, but if you can tell you're not going to use it for anything, don't bother. No, it's just an extra step that you don't need anyway. And back to you.
I guess you'd have to do F or C, like disjunctive system soldiers. You could skip the steps and just, I guess not.
Do it.
Not the way it did, right, skip like 2 steps, I guess.
Yeah, you don't want to
I just
skip
said
steps.
C because disjunctive.
Yeah, if
you
none-
don't have that, not-
Yeah, I mean, it's right, but you know, if it's not an actual rule in the derivation, you don't want to just skip steps. You want to kind of do it one little step after another. That way, because each one of these is supposed to be an obviously valid step, you don't want to make it more complicated, because someone might go, I don't know if that's valid at you.
All right,
So,
that's by 5.
and 4? What rule?
Disjunctive silly.
All right. Where are we? Oh.
B. And I got disjunctive syllogism. Well, here I put 7 and 8. I don't know if it's the same. My premises are just in order.
What are they going to be on?
Not F and F or C. So 6 and 8.
6 and 8, right. And anything else? Nope, we're done. Need to see, gotta see, we're done. Let's move on to exercise 42. Give you a little jump start on the homework for next week. Didn't bring it? Oh, it's on the handout. It's in the. Oh, did you not get one?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I don't have any.
Oh, that's right, 'cause you guys already had your 39s. Here you go. Pass these around if you would. On the second sheet on here is exercise 42. Let's do a long one. We've done enough easy ones. Let's do some harder ones. Any questions on anything on 39 thus far? On any of the rules, how they work? Let's, real quick, before we move on, let's put up just some of the rules on by themselves. What's, using the P's and Q's, just do it for them. What's the form of disjunctive syllogism going to be? Opinion? P or Q?
Oh, and then negation P, and then negative P.
Therefore,
Q.
negation of Q.
Oh,
Just
negation.
Oh, Q, I'm sorry.
Q.
Good morning. Thinking of modus tollens. Q. Sorry about that. Any questions on this one? Let's see. How about modus ponens? Someone else.
If P didn't Q.
If P then Q.
P.
P.
Therefore Q.
Therefore Q.
I cheated.
Don't cheat. Try to do it by memory.
Oh, I can't do that.
I'll try it. No, close it.
Okay.
There you go. Try it. We'll do modus tollens. Try it.
Yeah, I'll have no idea. I'm not kidding.
Really?
I can do this, but I
Okay.
have to look at it.
Is it a conditional or a disjunction? Or see if you can drag it from the depths.
I'm gonna say it's a conditional. I'm cheating.
Someone help her out?
Negations of it, I think.
Which one?
Negate P, Q,
Q.
therefore negate Q.
Yeah. Therefore the negation of.
Could you write now P then?
What's that?
You can do either one, right?
No. It has to go that way. If you have, you can't, from if P then Q, you can't write if not P then not Q. That's not gonna work. Not equivalent. You can check on that truth table to see that, but not equivalent. Kind of almost the opposite of this one. I mean, that's how I think of them. It's really wrong to think of them like that, but it works.
I'm confused about the syllogism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have a P or Q, but we need P.
No. If you have P or Q, that means that in order for this to be true, one of them has to be true. P or Q.
But the thing is, if Q is gonna be true, you know automatically that P is true.
No, hold on, you're going too fast. Okay, in order for P or Q to be true, either P or Q has to be true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose one of them isn't true. So you automatically know the other one has to be true. You're looking skeptical.
Why would Q be true if P is not true? P is always necessarily true.
P's never necessarily true.
Why is P never necessarily true?
Because P can stand for anything. Suppose P stood for aliens are going to land on Mars. There's nothing necessarily true about that. You can't, just if you have just a sentence on its own, if it's not a logical truth, there's nothing that says it has to be true. And just any, P on its own isn't the logical truth.
No, but
You look frustrated. Then just follow slowly. If you have P or Q, one of them has to be true in order for the whole sentence to be true. Get that one?
so if P is true, then Q will be true.
No, if you know Q is true, it doesn't say anything about whether Q is true, because they could both be true.
No,
Or-
can it be inferred?
No, not at all. not a valid step. So, this thing, try not to make it more complicated than it is. I mean, this is the step. If you have a disjunction and the negation of one of them, then you know the other one has to be true. How about constructive dilemma? Anyone remember how to do that one? Remember, this is going to be that weird one that has three premises.
It said something like A if B, and then,
Or if it's like A then B?
yeah, if A then B,
Sure.
and then, B then C. And then you'll get A or C, something like that, you get the two outside. Oh, but you have to use three. So then it's,
If you have like A or B?
yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, you're going to need something
Yeah.
like, you're going to need this to be different. C and D. There we go.
Oh,
And then if you have A or C, like that.
there you go.
Yeah, if you have two conditionals, all of them with different parts, if A then B, if C then D, and a disjunction where each of the antecedents is one of the disjuncts, you can conclude B or D. Because it's just like replacing, if you have A, you know you're going to have B, so you can replace that. If you have C, you know you're going to have D, so you can replace that with B. So that's going to be constructive dilemma. I think we use that in exercise 42, so I wanted to get that on board. All right, let's do number 6 on 42. It's a big, long, scary one. All the more reason to do it.
On the shot.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
I should write on the top of the exercise, don't panic. Just as a reminder. Let me get some color check. We're gonna need it.
Would be a good reminder.
If you have to do logic, might as well do this and stuff.
Very true.
All right, 42. Number 6. All right. And I haven't even done this one yet, so we're all doing this together. Oh, who's next on my little list here? It was somewhere here.
Yeah, I think it was
I think it was you. You get the easy job though. I mean, you get the
I know, I
the
do.
easy job. First step's always easy. Not always, but sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, I understand. Alright, I'm gonna go with B,
Uh-huh.
for and simplification. I'm gonna go with H or G. Okay.
From
For.
simplification. Notice that. All right.
Can I listen just for a while?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm looking.
With that?
I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm sure that's something.
Yeah, pretty much done too.
How about you try to send?
That would be fair. Let's see, what do we have?
D or B.
Yeah, that's good.
D or B.
Where'd you get that from? You got some
Well, I know
questions?
you have D, so that means that you have D or B.
Yeah, that's which step?
Modus
Addition.
addition, all right.
Yeah, if you have, just a letter off there by itself, or anything off by itself, you can disjoin something else on. Say again?
So I'm skipping to the math.
Trying to combine all those steps, too? No, don't do that. Okay. So what do we have? 5, 30? 7 from 1?
You could just add it annually, D or G.
No. 7, we know we have B. The only way you can get a B on there pretty much is to do an addition to it. That way you can use premise 1 to do modus
But
ponens.
that means you can add it to anything, like D or C
Oh, sure, you can add anything to it. But you want to kind of do it strategically, though.
or, so that.
You wanna make it-
You're serving questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to think, okay, there's nothing obvious to do, which is where we were at, there's nothing obvious to do. And you have a D, and you need a D or B up here so you can do like modus ponens. So we're gonna go, like, just do an addition on to D, and that way you can do something else with the first premise. But up to that, you haven't been able to do anything with it. Mm-hmm.
How do you know from which premise you start?
You don't. I mean, there's no way to know beforehand. You have to. I mean, we started off with separating the conjunction.
Do you have to?
No. I mean, if there's no conjunction, no. But you want to. There's no rule for explaining what to do first. Is the thing. It's really kind of an intuition thing. Yeah. You have a limited set of rules and a limited number of premises. You kind of want to build. I mean, if you're looking for a way to just tell if you don't know, see what you can do. Check for each rule and see if there's anything you can do with
So
it.
that determines what you start with.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Like if you can't do anything with premise 1, then you look at premise 2, and if there's a rule that follows from premise 2, you start with that.
sure. Or some combination of those. You know, suppose you had something like premise 1, if A then B, premise 2, A. I mean, your third step in that's probably going to be B from modus
Oh,
ponens.
see, I thought,
But, so you want to just look and see what you can do to start with.
I thought that there was a certain order.
No, not at all. Nope. Not at all. Because the premises could be in different order. I mean, you could reverse them, you could mix them up, and it's going to say the same exact thing. So it doesn't really matter, which one's number 1, which one's number 2. Matters not at all.
Could it never be proven invalid? Like, you just say, no, it doesn't work?
Can what?
It's proven invalid?
Oh, can you use this message to show whether something's valid or invalid?
I mean, well, can you just sit here and just go things and it not work?
Not really, because there are basically two possibilities. Suppose you're sitting there and you're trying to do things, and you still haven't shown that it's valid. You're 85 steps into it. You don't want to. You have two possibilities. Either it's just not valid and you're wasting your time, or you weren't clever enough to figure out what to do next.
Are we gonna get any better?
But you don't know which one that is.
What's that test? We ever,
Not.
can we assume that if the
Yeah.
question's given to us, that there's a way to get
Yes.
it
If
ready?
it asks you to do a derivation, then yes, it's going to be valid. Otherwise.
Well, this says that prove each of the following is valid, and that's why I wondered if it.
Yeah, no. If it says anything like that, they're going to be valid.
Yeah.
If it says something like determine whether it's valid or invalid, then you're going to have to do like a truth tree or a truth table or something like that. But if it asks you to do a derivation, you'll know that it's
Okay.
valid. All right, so we're 7 lines in.
That'd be funny.
Number 8.
I have a question,
Sure.
and I'm kind of waiting this up at the same time.
Okay.
So 1 is the same as saying A conditional, not parentheses B or B. Do we need to like list that under the equivalent? Does that need to be listed in the rules?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Or can that just,
Well, I don't see why. I mean, that's equivalent, but I don't see why.
well, because 7 now you can put A. I mean, for 8 now you can put A.
Not
Not A.
because we have
Yeah.
D or B. If D or B, then not A. We have D or B, so you can get not A.
Oh.
It's just a straight.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
Oh yeah, you're thinking like modus
I
ponens.
decided to try it a different way, so I was looking at something else.
That's right, and keep that in mind too. I mean, you don't have to do them this way. Oftentimes
But
there'll be another way to do it.
But do we have to do that anyway? Like, aside from this, when we're changing something from its equivalent?
Right, and if you look at that sheet I gave you, there will be a list of equivalency rules, and
Yeah.
that you can do that. Then you'll have to cite that when you do
You
that.
just say,
Sure. So if you had if A then B, and for some reason you wanted to make it if not B, then not A because those are equivalent, you would suppose this was premise 1, you'd cite the rule and then premise 1.
Thanks.
Sure. Okay, so you want to do the
You have not A,
not
by modus,
mm-hmm.
1 and 7.
1 and 7?
Wait,
Sure.
I have a question
Yes.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if A then B, and if the negation of B then A, does that imply a material equivalence? Like, does that imply, like, you know, like two arrows? You know, like
Two arrows.
A, B?
You mean like this? Like the biconditional? Is that what you're talking about? No. Those are two different things. You want to explain more, or?
No.
Just a question?
Yeah.
No. These two are equivalent, but those two in turn aren't equivalent to a biconditional or. Sorry.
But that is valid.
What is?
A biconditional B.
If B, then that?
No, just that by itself.
Well, a sentence by itself can't be valid.
Okay.
Because an argument, you know, you need premises and conclusion. And one sentence by itself isn't bad. So. All right. What are we on? Step 9? Ooh, go ahead.
State,
See?
and you get that from 2 and 8, the syllogism.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, too early for big words.
It's okay. Yeah, we got.
I'm just gonna say D.
We got C or A, and we know it's not A, so you can get C. Draw.
Negation.
Number 10.
Not H.
What's that?
You can do not H.
It's not H. Where do you get that?
I'll just pull
Which
this
comes down a
from,
little
3 and
Yes. Good. What then?
The G.
Who's
G.
G? And where's that from?
D, S.
Yes.
10.
Ten.
And 10.
Good. All right. 12.
D, D and G.
D and G. And how did you know you wanted those two? You got, quite a few atomic sentences on there. How do you know which two you want to conjoin?
look at the conclusion.
Yeah, you look at the conclusion. You need D and G conjoined with not H. So you want to get what's in the parentheses first. So
Can you put 3 conjunctions together? Or D?
No, you can't do 3 together.
Can't do three.
Because each step is just this basic A, B, therefore A and B.
Okay.
So you have to do, we don't have a rule to accommodate doing more of them together.
Can I ask a side question?
Sure.
If you have B conditional A, and then you have D conditional B, what are you supposed to do with those? Are you supposed to change it so that it looks like?
No, what you can do from that, because you have if D then B, and then if B then A, you can do the hypothetical syllogism, and you can get if D then A. That's about the only thing you can do just from those two by themselves.
I forgot that you could switch them around and then it looks exactly.
Yeah, it's just because the premises don't have to be in any given order, so just because they're written that way in the form doesn't really matter. They good?
Wait, so the point is, that's a conclusion, right?
What's that? This year.
Yeah. So,
Not there yet, but almost.
yeah, but then, it seems to me like the point is to, for this, in this particular case anyway, that you want to quantify it and negate any single term.
No, you're trying to turn it into quantification. What you want to do is just do one step, each step at a time until you get to conclusion. You're trying to make it more complicated than needed.
I can't think like that.
Well, come to me, and we'll talk. You get it straightened out. Okay? All right, almost there. We have D and G. And where did that come from again?
5 and 11.
What's the rule? Conjunction.
Conjunction.
And last step. Just write the conclusion. Sorry, come down. We'll talk about it. We'll get it straightened out. Don't worry. You're panicking. Don't worry. Just come to the math tower. We'll get it straightened out. Okay, where did that come from?
10 and 12.
10 and 12.
You should be-
That'd be really funny.
What's that?
You should tell them.
Don't panic.
Don't panic. Exactly. Good rule. That's the rule that's not on the sheet. Don't panic.
It makes me feel better too.
It really would, yeah. I wasn't in trouble sleeping at night.
Okay, 2 more people who haven't done them yet. Up on the board anytime over the semester yet. Who hasn't? Who hasn't?
What is that?
You two. Come on. And no pressure, we'll all only be watching.
I'm scared of her.
Now we'll do easy ones. Do number 4 and 42.
This is easy, then you mess up some easy.
And do number 5 on 42. And yeah. No, they're 12 to 1 on Thursday. Yeah, I'll write my office hours in the board. And that's actually something that reminds me. I was going to remind you guys. Does anyone not have my office hours in here? I don't know when they are. Because I think I've seen probably 2 students over the course of the semester thus far, and some of the grades.
I just wish you're good at explaining things.
No, so if you didn't do too well on the first exam, come to my office hours and we'll work and get it straightened out before the next exam. So let me write them on the board so you know when they are. Let's see, they're going to be on Thursday from 12 to 1 and Friday from 9 to 10. And bound 416. And if those times don't work for anyone, just drop me an email. It's on the sheet that we handed out at the beginning of the semester. Are we almost, is the time almost done?
Yeah.
Oh, we're done. I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
We're running over.
Trying to learn more, you know.
Fun with logic.
We love it so
All right.
much.
Anyways, do up to I think 46 and turn them in. And